Hey folks, welcome to Green Hat Gardening. It's mid-August here in the garden, and well, it's still the dog days of summer. Time for a good little gardening recap. The okras had some struggles here of late. I need to put some fertilizer on them. We're still having trouble with aphids. Got a lot of stuff to pick here, both on this crop and the other. It's finally about 4.5 feet high. The peppers, well, and you can kind of see what, still having that fungus issue. It's just never going to end. And I thought of cutting them all down, honestly, and solarizing the beds. But I'm going to try to get some food out of them this year, and then we'll just switch bags. It's a nice long one there, huh, to cut. Same thing goes with the bell peppers. The only one producing of this whole lot is this one. And there's a few here, I think, that we'll be able to pick. The Fatali is doing phenomenal. It's 4 feet high. And it has quite a number of fruit that need to be picked and passed, need picking, and yeah. The thing that hasn't suffered, these beautiful zinnias. Kind of been down for the count again here of late. Some health issues, but the garden's kind of gone by the wayside. But really enjoyed all the little butterflies on the zinnias. The apple tree never came back out. I still don't know if it was root rot or some kind of fungus with it. It never really had the telltale shepherd's hook on the end that you get with the fungal stuff on them, so I don't know. We had some storms come through and were ripped the tomatoes loose from this, and I have not had the time to tie them back up, and some of them, yeah, they're broken or whatnot, and they're just gonna have to be, it just is what it is, basically. We've lost a lot of the cherry tomatoes, unfortunately, and there's still some evidence of hornworms. Speaking of which, look at that guy right there. There he is. Him or her chewing away. Potatoes. Well, the potatoes haven't done that great. We've had a few little sprout up, and I'll let them continue on. Although here soon I may pull this whole area up and make the strawberry beds. The peanuts, as an experiment, have been so-so themselves, having some die off. But the soil that I put them in is just too dry. The thing that's doing really well, look at all these Roma tomatoes. A lot of them are going bad. So, I've got some serious little buggy bee problems, aphids or something all over this that I haven't noticed. Oh yes, it's covered in aphids. So I'm gonna have to treat this. That's real bad. But like I said, I haven't been out here in a little while. It is what it is this year. The thing I have been working on, we had some severe dieback on the blueberries, and I've started putting some fertilizer on them that's more for these kind of plants, and they're responding reasonably well with some new growth. I just need to keep that consistent. It's been a chore keeping the morning glories off. We have just a few better boys to pick. Certainly nothing comparable to what we had last year. It's just been too much going on, I suppose. Sophomore slump of a year. But maybe they can come around and get some more fruit before the end of the season. We'll pick a few of these. Some good news with the blackberries. At least 2 of them have resprouted, and they are growing, and so I hope to move others over here and have a number, this whole bed just full of blackberries. That would be the goal. We haven't filled this in yet to move the raspberries over. The raspberries are somewhere in this mess, and this is the hot mess. You can see some new growth on some of this, but all of this is going to have to be dug up and weed eated. It's unfortunate. The gourds are growing now, whether or not. Oh look, there's one little guy right there. Huh? I don't know if they finally rooted through the pot into the ground or what, but maybe we'll get lucky and have a few by the end of the season. They just took a long time to take off to do anything. You see that little guy there, and that's about it. One little one right there. The second plant, I've yet to see anything on him. Some blooms. That's the extent of it so far. It's getting late in the season. Grapevines, oddly enough, are growing like wildfire, which is unfortunate, but gonna have to dig both of them up, move them to the inside area here once I get something else built, a trellis for them to go on. Strawberry beds are almost not even worth mentioning. There's a giant anthill in this one. You can even see the strawberry plants through all the crabgrass. It's just being completely taken over back here. I've never had the opportunity to move anything. That bed's not too bad. It hasn't produced fruit in a long while, and it may be it for the year, honestly. It's more of a salvage operation at this point, but I gotta get those ants killed first. I mean, there's an absolute ton of this to pick. Oh, they're real big. And the last batch that I brought in was too hard, so I'm not going to bother filming all this. We'll just see how many we end up with at the end of this. Well, we had 47 okra. I had to go in and empty the basket. But what I threw out with the ants, we easily would have had over 60 pods today. Easily. It's unfortunate. Hopefully some of this will be good. It's a lot of it along, and I don't know, may not be able to cut it. Okay, we'll get a few of these banana peppers. I just brought out a completely different pan instead of emptying the other guy I had. Get the leaves out of it. These leaves that are kind of the disease things. This might be easier to do in the long run. Just doing it like this. I can just set them under it and chop them into it. Well, we got 9 good banana peppers. Now we're gonna come in here and cut this one good bit right back here. You know what? I'm gonna let it grow a little bit longer and wait on this guy and that one to come up a little bit more before I cut that one. Well, we got 5 of these guys. Nice size ones too. I'll go around and see if there's anything else to pick on these other guys. Nothing on this one or any of the others. We got some little buds coming on. This Carolina Reaper I've been looking forward to trying, so I hope these come on and do something for us. Poor old tomatoes. Some of them seen better days, but they'll do alright. These guys will ripen. They'll be good. Not too many of them to pick. Fortunately, that one's split. That one's a bit wild. That's unfortunate. They're not perfect, but there's something. I'd like for some of the green ones to come on, because I'd love to try some fried green tomatoes. That's a good one there. Unfortunately, a lot of these, got something eating on them, or the rain got to them. But maybe we can get a good harvest out of these Romas. A lot of these are stopped. This is the one where the aphids are just taking control of it. I'll have to get some neem oil or something take care of them. Wow, so I didn't even count, but there are several dozen Romas. So I really look forward to making some sauce out of these. I picked that one. You can see where something's been eaten into it, unfortunately. But that's okay. Now, I've already started picking some of the cherries. And there's amazingly still some left to get. I missed out on probably, oh goodness, probably hundreds in the way they grow in these bunches. But that's okay. Things happen and you just kind of have to go with it. And there's lots more still to fruit. These are fun to just munch straight off the vine, but we'll be doing that tonight. I just want to pick and save some of these at least. The rain's been so infrequent, it's causing a lot of them to split too. There's our little hornworm friend. Oh yeah, there's a couple dozen of these little cherries. This is nice. And along with the okra that I just picked, this is for it to be a bit of a slump of a year. This is the best harvest I've had all season. And you know, this is great. Well, that's it for this week's garden update. Just one of those things that is what it is. Until next time, keep digging and keep growing.